Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is Power Season 5, Episode 9. There's a snitch among us. I don't know how much more Power is going to be around, because I'm just thinking, where is this storyline going? I get it. We're cleaning up shop finally, and some things happened that I'm glad that happened. And just jumping ahead, shout out to Proctor. See, when people were like, oh, we can't trust Proctor, I said, Proctor could flip. See, if they do us dirty, he'll flip. If they don't do us dirty, he won't. And we'll jump right into this. Tariq's in his room. He sees that the news report talking about Kanan Stark. Kanan Stark. They keep putting emphasis on his last name, and I was trying to figure out why. They also bring up his son, Sean Stark, and the mystery about his murder and about that never being solved. So now they're wondering, Kanan with his criminal past, is that why his son was killed? We hear yelling in the background, and so Tariq's like, what the F's going on? I'm thinking, really? So he goes out there. Tommy's talking to Tasha and talking to Ghost, because Tommy's trying to figure out, really? You went and killed Kanan? Why would you do that? And Tasha's like, why would I do that? Why wouldn't I do that? What's wrong with the both of you? Kanan is the enemy. Kanan is the person we couldn't trust. And Ghost talks about, I had a plan. I had a plan. You had a plan that wasn't going to work out. You were going to go after Dre. And really? So then Ghost goes and puts it out there like, oh, well, you know what? This is all your fault anyway. And thinks you could have gotten our son killed. Something of that effect. Tasha went, slapped him. Hold on. I want to see exactly what she said. Come on. What did he say? Oh, yeah. She had this whole idea about Kanan getting arrested, take the charge, go to jail, even though we're all thinking now Tasha. This is the part where I said, Tasha, I love you, but let's use some common sense. You really think Kanan Stark, of all people, would go and just take the charge? Really? Yeah, one day kid ain't enough for you. He deserved that slap, because I'm thinking, Ghost, this is also part of your fault. So now Tariq is saying, wait a minute, what's really the problem? I'm the one that had to go make the real sacrifice. I'm the one that actually went and came up with the plan. I'm thinking, this is sloppy, because are we not going to see the conversation? Because this just feels out of place. I'm the one that did. How? Why? Huh? Huh? But anyway, so now Uncle Tommy's saying, Tariq, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Because here goes Tariq saying, I'm the one that came up with all this. I did all of this. Y'all should be thanking me. I'm the one that made the real sacrifice. I'm thinking, everyone catch what he's saying. He made the real sacrifice. He didn't want to do that. He liked Kanan that much that it hurt him. Tommy looks like he wants to beat the crap out of Tariq. I'm thinking someone needs to, because Tariq is bossing him too much. Oh, well, y'all couldn't get it done. We couldn't get it done. I was ready to fight. 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 It was like, Tariq, go get yourself. I'm putting you on the train to Choate. I'm thinking, putting him on the train, you need to drive his butt back to Choate, and then go in that room and search that room, because Ghost, while he was walking him, said, all right, Tariq, here's how this goes. I know you think that was cool running around with Kanan, but he's a danger. And because Tariq said, show me the ropes. Teach me what you know, Ghost. Or he was like, or maybe he said, show me the mother bleeping ropes, Ghost. I looked at him and said, Ghost, I don't care if it's public. I don't care if it's public. This kid really wants to be a gangster. He really wants to be a gangster. Slap, slap, bap, bap. That's what needs to happen. The fact that Ghost is so blind. I don't know if he's afraid that he's going to go and kill this child. Maybe that's the problem. But someone needs to lay hands. Why can't Uncle Tommy do it? Why can't Tommy? Someone needs to. Because now it's over. It's too late. You can't change this kid. This kid has been tainted. He's been tainted in the worst way. And it's all of your fault. You didn't protect him. You protect him by giving him the knowledge. So now he's learned the fun, bad way to do something, and he won't let it go because he's a rebellious teen that lost his sister because of his actions. Now we're at the office, and Blanca's there with the rest of the crew minus Angela. And Blanca is like, see, Kanan Stark in relation, Tariq was in the car. Come on, you don't see that this is all related? Suminka said, you can go. That's it. This is over. So now Mock and Sax are saying, it's not over. Give us some more time. She said, here's how this works. For now, it is done. And her and Donovan were like, look, we have other things to do. I said, look at the two black people doing what we want them to do. Okay. Everyone else is getting on my nerves. I'm like, just drop this. Just drop this. Because if Angela goes, it could affect everyone. So now, Ghost comes to Angela's house. Of course, predictable Ghost. Goes to Angela's house, and he's just venting. He's upset. He's like, Angela, why would you go and do that? Why would you go and do that behind my back? And Angela said, because you have this mentality of it's your way or the highway. Whenever anyone has an original thought, you're like, okay, that's cute, but we're still going to do what I want to do. And your plan wasn't going to work to go and frame Andre Coleman. It wasn't going to work. So we had to come up with another solution. Another part that pissed me off was who put the head there. No one actually really owned up to putting the head there for Andre. But that's another story for another day. It just irks me. So Angela said, everything is done. All of this can be put behind us. Let's move forward, Jamie. And we know Ghost didn't want to hear all of that. So then Sax and Mock go to Teresi's house, and Teresi again is pissed. Like, during the day, what is wrong with you two? But Connie, she's in hospice, so Connie's going to go sooner or later. And they're telling Teresi, they're putting the squeeze on him. We need information on Egan now. We need, by the end of the day, I think that's how they did it. By the end of the day, we need information. So then he said, okay, I got it. No problem. Because they also have these photographs showing that, hey, we'll implicate you, but quick, fast, and in a hurry if you don't go and shape up. Come on now. You're our informant. You're not here going and hoity-toitying around here. So now, Tommy's also seeing the news, and Keisha's by his house. Tommy's over it because he didn't want Kanan to die, and this is where Tommy kind of slips up because he's like, oh, well, I'm glad he was being honest, but he slips up because Keisha thought that she was done with the St. Patrick family, that they were done with the St. Patrick family, but he was over there at their house. And the important thing about that is, she's just like, look, there was a lot going on, and we will be over and done with them very soon. Just had to be there for Tariq. But then this conversation delves into all the stuff she had to do for them, go under oath. She doesn't even know Kanan. It's just a mess. And Tommy has to reassure her because she was sounding a little bit shaky. She was like, what if I have to go and do this again? And Tommy said, you want me to be honest? You may have to go and do this time and time again. And so then she got a little nervous, but then that's when it switched to, wow, if it's for you, I'll do it. But you didn't kill anyone, right? Tommy took a gulp, and we didn't see the rest of that conversation. Now we see Alicia. She's going and she's pissed at Dre. How could my dead brother, may he rest in peace. She said that in Spanish. I cackled. I'm thinking, she's terrible. How can his head be found in the Bassett Hotel? Come on. So now what does this mean? Did you get a confirmation that you're still going to Europe? Because we want to go international. We want to run our drugs through Europe, through the clubs in Europe. And now that's not happening. This is the prime definition of Andre not being able to handle it. Andre and Ghost have one thing in common. They take on more than they can chew. They overpromise. They underdeliver. And now, like we thought, Cristobal's taken over. So he's been looking over Andre's shoulder the whole time so that he could take over, like we figured would happen. This was probably the most predictable thing out of the entire show. But Angela wants to pursue the Jimenez case. Remember, they were told from the higher-ups that they weren't supposed to. Angela says, forget all of that. We need to do this. And this is now our window. Now more than ever. We can link a bunch of people together. We can probably go after Andre Coleman. It's a lot. So she gets the approval, and Sax and Maka looking at her like, really? Really? Tamika said, look, we still have a job to do. And if this could work out, then why not? But you need to go and find that information, because I'm only giving you to the end of the day, or else this is done. Now, a guy named Joey, all these stereotypical Italian-American names, a guy named Joey comes over, and it's Sammy's connect with the prisons. Apparently there's Snitch. They didn't get caught, but this is the first time that they were ever searched. And so now it means that there's mole. There's a mole tipping information somewhere. And I looked at Teresi and said, oh, it's him. I said it's Teresi. You can't tell me it's not Teresi. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking it has to be Teresi, because I don't think Vinny would do it. But anyway, so now Sammy and Tommy, yeah, they're having an argument because it's like, oh, it was you, finger pointing, while Teresi is trying to downplay. It's like, look, this is my son, we can trust him, no problem. Why? It's his drugs, why would he go and do that? And Sammy's looking very concerned, has that look of, now why are we doing all this for Tommy? Why are you defending him even now? I said, because he has a plan, Sammy. Proctor, and this scene crushed me for 2 seconds, because I said, please God, let them spin this. I knew this was going to happen. I told you last recap that I thought that they were going to give Proctor a wire. So Sax and Mox give Proctor a wire and tell him, hey, either we're going to make sure that your cokehead of baby mama goes and gets full custody of your daughter, or we go and make sure that you're good and you get that recommendation you need to solidify your case. That's how they get him to take the wire. But Proctor isn't stupid. Proctor wants that in writing, because I said, get that in writing, because I know how this stuff, I know how this stuff works. I know this stuff works because I've watched enough of these shows to know, and I've taken law classes. Lord, I'm a mess. I've taken law classes where it's like, you get everything in writing. In business in general, you get everything in writing. Oh, if someone promised me this. No, Nikki. No, they didn't promise you anything unless it's in writing. It doesn't count. Now, Councilman Tate was called upon by, James. And Councilman Tate has this look of, wait a minute. Why are you calling me? I'm thinking, why would he be calling you? And that's when we get James saying, here's how this works. Why are we not having a ribbon cutting ceremony and, doing some like general outreach thing? Because Councilman Tate wants to have his official governor run done at some funeral, and they're going to go and do their own separate things. And I'm trying to think, why was this important? I guess this has to be important for the season finale, because I just didn't get much from that scene, unless I missed something. Angela then goes and meets up with Andre, and I forgot that, we'll get to that later, but I forgot that Andre actually met Angela before. She just doesn't know it. She doesn't remember. What a mess. That was a slip up for her. But she wants to go and give Andre a deal. She doesn't even go and mince words. She says, look, I know your boss, the Jimenez, Diego's dead, but Alicia's still here. And I understand that you can't be too high in the totem pole right now. Wouldn't it be better for you? Because she knows the whole tip. Cristobal. I said, oh my God. Because once he started saying, Cristobal is her number 2, and that's when, no, he said that Cristobal's number 2. Wait, did he? No, that didn't happen yet. I'm going too forward. But she wants him to flip. She wants him to flip. She'll give him immunity and think about his daughter. I said, wow, his daughter. We haven't thought about her in a while. Now, Tommy, he's showing his shipment of drugs, and they have it, they have it in these regular medication bottles. I said, okay, cool, great, whatever. Tommy is just giving up all of the details and information, and I was pissed. Tommy just keeps talking about how, oh, well, you know, Ghost and I said, stop, Tommy, stop. Well, Ghost and I, we went and did this lick. You know that guy Milan? We had to get rid of him. I almost died. It was a mess. I'm thinking, and then also with Mike Sandoval, I'm thinking, shut up. Stop talking. Oh my God. Stop talking. Oh, stop talking. Oh, stop talking. But, and of course, Tracy's saying, oh, well, that's my son. You're a survivor, aren't you? Because Tommy mentioned about working with the Serbians and how they eat people. Ghost comes in, even though Tommy was actually doing his job and saying, no, Ghost isn't a part of all of this. He kind of strolls in right after and looks at Teresi like, oh, hey, what's good? Don't you have somewhere you need to be? That's the look that he gave Teresi. And so Teresi got the message. He went to go meet up with Sammy. And, of course, Tommy's pissed. But Ghost is trying to tell him, I said, wait a minute, was that Grim? We haven't seen you in a while. Hey, how you doing? Come on. It was nice to see him. It was. It reminded me of the good old days. But Tommy's over. Tommy's like, look, I have to do what I have to do. Teresi's actually helping me get the drugs in. Ghost said, why would Teresi do that? He just came out. This doesn't make sense because he's my father and we're family. Oh, we're family. Well, yeah, speaking of family, we have to do something about Tariq because Tariq is riding off the rails and Kenny really got in his head. It's like, yeah, well, if Tariq is tripping, and if he was my son, well, he's not. I said, Ghost, you can't tell your brother that's the biggest slap in the face. That's the biggest slap in the face. Ghost has been wilding. Ghost is so sensitive. He's street sensitive. You know those street dudes that don't know how to deal with their emotions, so, you know, their home life's usually an actual mess. Anyway, I'm veering off. What matters here is that Tommy is going to do whatever he needs to do. He's going to funnel the product through the jail, and there's nothing Ghost can do about it. And they're going to talk about something later. And I said, okay, we get it. They're not close right now, but they'll need each other soon. So now Sammy needs to have a conversation with Teresi because Sammy just wants to know, Teresi, where's your frame of mind? Where's your mentality? Ariana Grande. Anyway, this kid is a mess. This kid has a lot going on. He's a hothead. And that's when Teresi flips the script, says. He goes from, what? You really think that I care about that little twerp? You really think that I'm here just to go and... No, I have a mission. I have a plan. My plan is to use this kid. My plan is to make sure that I get everything that I need from this kid. I'm going to sell him down the creek. And Tammy said, oh, thank God. Because I thought we lost you for a moment. I'm looking at Teresi like, I don't believe you. That wasn't convincing. Your face said it all as soon as you stopped talking. Now, Cristobal is talking about how, hey, I promise I didn't go in politics to try and get your job. Cristobal, no one thought you actually did that. We always just knew that Andre was going to be used to make, because Alicia even told Andre, look, your local stuff is my local stuff. You're not anything to me. You're only good for international. And now that Cristobal has learned the ropes, we don't need you. That's essentially what she was saying. And Andre's so slow that he wasn't picking up what was happening to him. So Andre is being super nice and letting Cristobal feel very comfortable. And Cristobal said, you know what? I feel like I'm going to get that tail. I feel like she's going to give me some. And Andre's like, oh, well, you better do it. As soon as Cristobal leaves, Andre had to look up. I'm going to burn the Carter down. That's what I'm going to do. Here we have bad boy Tariq, because he didn't actually get on the train. It looked like Penn Station. He didn't get on the train. He decided to go and dip. And I'm thinking, Ghost, really? How old are... Ghost, do you trust your son enough to go... He's been... Oh, I despise this family right now. And Tariq is talking to Vinny, telling Vinny, I want to go and push weight. I already have a connect in Connecticut, and selling to rich kids over there. But I want some more local stuff. And Vinny said, "All right, dude, we'll do this on a trial basis." But then Tariq said he needs something in return. Do you have a fake ID? I'm thinking, Vinny, why are you even trying to work with this? Is it because you feel like Kanan did you a solid? Is it because you're going to give him something small to where even if he fails, you don't care? It just doesn't make sense to me. Andre pulled up on Angela at her apartment because everyone knows where Angela lives, especially since Andre had to drop her off one time when Andre was acting as Ghost's assistant and potential number 2, but she didn't remember that. So Andre wants to make a deal. Andre is going to give the location of where Alicia and Cristobal is supposed to be because Cristobal's Alicia's number 2. Andre's trying to clear himself. Yeah, it's not me. It's Cristobal. And she said, oh, okay. So going to give blanket immunity. I said, Andre, you are trash. You're trash, but let this story continue. So Cristobal's there with Alicia, and she was just like, they had this quick conversation about Andre being afraid of her, and she was like, I know. But then they started attempting to make out. It was so weird because their sex scene was more so like a attempt of a sex scene. I'm looking at this like mouths are open, but nothing's really connecting, and then it's connecting for 2 seconds, and then it was just, I'm like, y'all are doing a lot to not do much. And then her phone rings, and he didn't want her to pick it up. She shouldn't have picked it up. But guess what she did? She picked it up. And it was one of those, just a confirmation to get your location. Like, is it? Oh, yep, it's you. They went, boom! They came from upstairs, downstairs, through the, they came, the FBI, the feds came out from every angle. And Angela came in and was like, guess what? Agent Tembio signed off on it, so now you're going to jail. You're gonna rot in jail. I will see to it. And Alicia was like, go to hell in Spanish. Angela looked so proud, and then at her office, everyone was cheering for her. Tamika said, congratulations, kind of like the, but we still are running a separate case on you. And then Angela got nervous because she realized Sax and Mock were doing something on the side. So that's when she decided, hey, why don't I go and do my usual snooping? You have to realize sometimes when things are too easy, it's for a reason. Angela's so dense, she does not get that concept. She doesn't. And this was a prime example. They went and, so on someone's desk, there was the file with Teresi meeting up with Sax and Mock. So she goes in there, takes a picture, and they gave her a lot of time. So now she's in her office drinking. Mock comes in and she says, close the door. And then she tells him, so your informant, you and Sax know the informant. Spill now. And that's when he said, it's Tommy Egan's son, Tony Teresi. So now Angela finally gets that confirmation. When Sax and Mock called Teresi, it was very interesting because Sammy was there. So Sammy was eavesdropping on the conversation. And Sax and Mock wanted Teresi to confirm if Tommy was the one involved with this later murder that he was saying. And Teresi said, no, Mike Sandoval thing, that was actually me. And it was helped set up by, and it was set up in the efforts of Ghost. And they're like, St. Patrick? Because they weren't after St. Patrick right now. But he was like, yeah, it was Ghost. It was St. Patrick, whoever you want to say. So Tommy Egan wasn't involved with it. No, Tommy Egan wasn't involved with it. Once that conversation was done, and I thought Angela was in there, but apparently she wasn't. Once the conversation was done, Sammy was looking at Teresi like, wait a minute. You told me that you weren't going to protect that kid. And Teresi's like, look, no, I've just been playing them. Give them Tommy's friend. They're not even close anymore. Again, being disloyal, being everything that Sammy was afraid Teresi actually was. Because Teresi's been in jail for so long that Teresi's true loyalty is just to himself. and Takani, anyone that he really considers family. And at this point, he actually likes Tommy. So Tommy comes in like, what the bleep? And Teresi gets a knife, starts stabbing Sammy, starts stabbing his best friend. Again, you have to look at people like that. If you're willing to kill someone who really cared so much about you, Snitch, there's huge character flaws within you. Huge character flaws within you. Because now Teresi's saying, Tommy, you have to help me clear this up. You know, Sammy was the mole. And so we couldn't trust him. And Tommy's looking at him like, huh? Like, it doesn't add up, but it's his father, so he's going to roll with it. So now Angela comes to Ghost and gives him this information about, so how long did you know about Tommy's father being alive? Well, I just found out. And this is where Ghost sees the images. And now Angela's like, look, we could all be taken down. It could be me, you, Tommy, all of us. So now Ghost runs to Vinny, and Vinny had to look up, who the bleep are you? I forgot that Vinny never officially met Ghost. But that other kid, the younger one, I guess his second hand, maybe his right-hand man, looked at Ghost like, sorry, pal, you're in the wrong place. I said, fix your face. Because I didn't like that look. I did not like that look. We know how this show delves into racism, and I did not like that look. Aside from it being his boss, it's... Anyway. Now Vinny is just like, hey, yo, you're Ghost. You're Tommy's friend. So what are you doing here? Why are we talking? So Ghost is saying, I have some information that could be utilized to go and just remedy all of this. You could have the drugs back from Tommy. He can be your, he can be the connect. You can make a grip off of him. He could be acclimated into the family. And for the C price of taking down Tony Teresi, huh? Tony Teresi's a mole, and I have proof. So then he shows him the proof, and it's like, where'd you get this from? Don't worry about where I got it from. Just know that it's real. And Sammy isn't dumb. He understands that there's only a couple of ways that you can come out of jail without snitching after doing a bid for 25 years for not being a rat, for not being a snitch. So now Ghost wants Sammy to be the one to deliver this news because Ghost knows that Tommy and them they're not in a good space. Ghost has been trying to go and break up that relationship for a while, so Tommy wouldn't be receptive to him. Proctor is being coached on this whole wire thing, and Proctor's over it, but he's like, look, all right, give me the wire. Actually, no. Yeah, give me the wire, but also give me the, I don't know what it's called. I'll just call it an addendum or something. Essentially, parchment that you give to someone that ensures, A, whether I get you information or not, you're still going to do everything you need to do. Make sure that my status as a lawyer doesn't change. Make sure that you don't ever question me again about anything having to do with this group of people. And also make sure that you get my custody squared away. That's a lot. Proctor is a good lawyer, but he was shaking when he had to go meet up with Ghost. And Ghost saw it. They had this look up. What's wrong with you? What's going on? What's good? Ghost knew that there was something wrong. Proctor was starting to ask questions. He was starting to ask very weird questions. Listen up. So Ghost has a different tune. Ghost, I think, is trying to do damage control because Ghost realizes, all right, let me go and at least be nice to the people or person that has, for the most part, had my back through a lot of this and is a lawyer, and we need to make sure it's good. So Ghost at one point said, you know what? Who's been the person that I've come to each time I've had an issue and always had my back? You know, you're like family. And that's what broke Proctor, because Proctor has not felt like he was a part of their group or like family. He's always felt like he was just expendable. But for someone like Ghost to say something like that, and Ghost to seem like someone who doesn't just say stuff to say stuff, that reinforced everything positive that Proctor ever thought about this group of people. And so that's when Proctor took out that napkin, that pen, and said, oh, I have to ask you a question. And so he wrote down, I'm wearing a wire. When I tell you Ghost had that look of, oh, I have to kill you now. So then Proctor started to ask these questions about Mike Sandoval.
I have any good information that he knew.
You were you involved with that? Involved with what? I have no idea what you're talking about. And Proctor asked the question 50 million times, and then he went and switched up the question about, yeah, but what about Angela Valdez? Did she possibly give you information? Was she possibly just helping you out in general? Again, asking these questions while wearing the wire, and now Ghost knows. And Ghost keeps saying, for the last time, I do not know anything. I do not know what you're talking about. Come on, Sam I Am. What's good? We get through that, and so then he takes out the battery out of the wire, and Ghost yokes him up. We're on the top level of truth. So now Proctor is hanging from the balcony. I said, I miss this. Even though it's being done to Proctor, I miss this version of Ghost. He stops because Proctor is like, if I wanted to have something bad happen to you, I wouldn't have made sure to tell you I'm wearing a wire. Like, snap out of it. Use some damn common sense. Now, Proctor's saying, I've had your back. I've had all of yours back, whether you wanted me to or not. I'm not the issue here. The issue here is, I know for a fact that you don't really care about me as much as you care about Angela Valdez. That woman who's done you wrong, and he didn't say this part, but that woman that put you in jail in the first place, you've never been to jail in your life, and the first time you went to jail was because of the woman that you slept with. Whatever she has going on between her legs, that bit, I said, Proctor, you better say it. She's the problem. And so, yeah, I'll set her down the creek if I needed to, in order to protect everyone else, including you, but you better get it together, because if there's anyone who's truly a weak link, it's not me, it's her. I said, Proctor, you better do it. And Ghost does not trust Angela right now. That's the only reason why he didn't kill Proctor. he knows.
Make the right decision.
He knows that Angela is compromised. Angela is a risk. And so now, his hands were folded, because now he's thinking. He's pissed. He's more confused than ever. He feels betrayed by all sides. But then it's like the people he feels like he's being betrayed by, they're still helping him. It's a cluster F. It's too much. But I'm just telling you how happy I am about Proctor being vindicated, because I said, Proctor is my guy. Don't do this to me. Someone has to have some real loyalty somewhere on this show, aside from Tommy. Really, aside from Tommy, because almost the rest of them are all flip-floppy. Tommy and Tasha have actually stayed pretty loyal. Even, dang, that's sad. Tommy, Tasha, and even Lakeisha. Dang! This show's a mess. Now we have Tommy talking. He's been invited to Vinny like, hey, I guess you miss me. Vinny, do you love me? No, let me stop. But Tommy Vinny said, I have something really important to show you. And he said, your father is a rat. My father's a what? I said, can we redo that? I didn't believe that. That seems so comical. Also over the top because of how his face is. His face is just so expressive. It's a character within itself. So that's why half of the time I'm just laughing even when Time's supposed to be serious, because I can't believe it. It was like, how you don't like my father, you're not my family, so why are you going and trying to do this hoo-hoo ha-ha? Because Vinny said, you have to die. He has to die. It's either he has to die, you have to die. It's one way or the other. It's going to happen soon enough, because he's going to put you in jail or you're going to kill him. You have two options. And Tommy has that look of, you evil mother bleeper, but at the end of the day, and I said, oh my God, Tommy, oh my gosh. So now, Eric Stark, aka Tariq, that's why Tariq needed the fake ID. Tariq got Kanan's ashes because that's his real daddy. So now Tommy is driving around Teresi, and Teresi's like, hey, what's wrong with you? So then Tommy's like, you know, something really interesting. I was wondering, how'd you get out of jail anyway? Teresi had that look of what?
This fucker's been setting guys up for years.
You know, I went and did some digging, and they said the way that you said that you got out, it wasn't accurate. I said, So now Teresi's like, what's going on? And Tommy said very little. drove him to the hospital, and Tommy's like, and Teresi's like, wait, oh wait, why are we here? Because you need to see Connie now, don't you? So then he goes in, and Connie doesn't look bad. Well, she's in hospice, and the hospice place is nice. It's nice. Obviously, who's paying for that? Who knows? The feds, which if they check that out, they'd find out everything. But okay, whatever. So Connie realizes something's wrong with Teresi. Teresi acknowledges that Tommy knows, and because she said Tommy knows, but he says, "I'm not going to turn him in. That's my son. I thought about it," and she's happy because again, loyalty, love, respect. She said that child would do anything for you, but it's too late. And Teresi, when he left Connie, there was an exit sign, and I thought that he was going to run. And I thought Tommy was going to find him. But no, Teresi went out the front way. He went back in the car like a man. So then Teresi was trying to say, "No, I'm sorry. I was actually, yes, I told him I was going to flip on you, but I wasn't going to do that." And Tommy said, "Don't worry. I'm not taking you to Vinny. I'm taking you home." So then Teresi was like, "Oh, thanks." And then Tommy said, "Stop talking." So then Teresi goes in, gets his duffel bag, his get out of town bag, and it has a gun in it. And I said, "Teresi, don't you even." But he doesn't. He doesn't. He just talks about, "You know what, Tommy? Shout out to you. You're the best son a father could ever have, and this and that." But Tommy has his gun out, and he's ready. Because you weren't honest. You were disloyal. You took his love for granted. Tommy had a daddy. After all the things that he's lost. Oh yeah, and Tommy also talked about how the story of he really loved about the necklace that he was wearing with the ring on it. How he loved that woman so much, and she died because she was disloyal. She was going to go against people that he loved and knew longer. So he had to do what he had to do. And that, of course, freaked out Teresi. But Tommy went, blah, 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 shot Teresi, shot him multiple times in the chest. Right in his house. Took the body, placed it on his family tombstone. Said, "We're not family. Like, you're with your family." So Tommy, he's driving in his car, and he's trying not to cry. And you see the emotion. Keisha calls him, but he ignores it. And then he goes into this house that looks slightly like a mess. And I said, "Oh, we're at his mom's house." So then we see her, and she's like, "Oh no, baby, what's wrong?" Because at first she had her bat down, and then realized it was her son. It's like, "Oh, baby, what's wrong?" And then it was like, Teresi. It was essentially like, "Daddy lied to me." And then Tommy starts crying while he has Kate, that's her name, Kate, going and just holding her baby. And he was like, "I had to kill him." And she said, "You did the right thing." That's the second time someone told Tommy in the episode that he did the right thing. Oh, Jesus. Poor Tommy. Tommy deserves better. But the episode ends with Angela being walked into a room that has everyone in it, from Blanca to Sax and Mock, to Tamika, and we have Blanca's vision board, her murder board, and as Angela, and Donovan's in there, as the true kingpin, as the person orchestrating all of this, and they're like, "All of this goes back to you. So now's the time, Angela. If you're gonna go and rat on some people, do it now." Oh, and I tell you, somebody needs to shoot Blanca, because that smug look on her face pissed me off. Did I get joy out of Angela being caught? Yes, I did. I sure did. I'm petty. I sure did. I said, "Yeah, Angela, you thought you were in the free and clear, huh? Now you better not snitch. You better not snitch. You better not snitch, and if you get sent to jail, take that bid. Take that bid." They don't have anything against you. Don't open your mouth. Don't make them think for a second they have anything against you. They don't. They're just grasping at straws because they left that information for you to find about Teresi, and now guess who's dead? Teresi. Teresi. Their informant. Now that was a good setup. Come back next week for the finale.